So first things first, you want to take a 10mm socket and gently pry off the bolts here. Finally found a 5mm Allen key. Now that could be explaining the misfire. I could be wrong, but it looks like two of the coil packs have been changed. Can you see that? They have the Denso logo, and then you have these two here. Pretty sure Honda used Denso parts, so maybe two are newer than the others. Maybe the stickers came off, but looks like there's a good possibility two are newer. Definitely like the darker cover here. Some of them have the gold. I like the black. You do cylinder 1 first. Do see some oil that came back. That could be due to blow-by or some unburnt fuel. I don't know. We'll find out. Spark plug felt very loose. Alright, so plug number 1, riddled with oil. Dear God. I don't know if you guys can see that. I just got an oil change, but this plug is drenched. The electrode's not that bad. But, wow, look at that. Haven't used this one yet, but as long as I use it on all tests, I can at least see the percent change, even if it's slightly inaccurate, but it should be okay. Alright, I'm going to crank it over about 5 to 7 times with the gas fully pressed in. Turn the AC off just for saving the power. Let's see. Oops. So it actually started on 3 cylinders. It's amazing. It's running at almost 200 PSI. But it felt like it was running normal. It's running on only 3 cylinders right now. That's crazy. Let's remove all the spark plugs. Great. Should be okay, but man, look at that oil. Gunk coming off, yuck. That's just caked with oil, my God. I have been running it in VTEC, but that's really bad. Wow, cylinder 4 is relatively clean. At least it's dry. Maybe the white top sticker ones aren't the originals. All right, spark plug number 2. It's much more burning to it. Uh-oh. That's pretty bad right there. But definitely a different kind of color. Oh my God, the electrode's burned off. And that wasn't for me. I took that out very carefully. I'm almost positive that wasn't for me. That's pretty bad. Plug number 4. Another Bosch double Iridium. This one looks a little bit drier, but wow. Makes me wonder what that car's been running on. How it's able to still run. Man, Hondas are amazing. So I finally got spark plug number 3 out, which is, it's really terrible shape. A little bit drier, but it was really hard to get out. I don't even know I'm gonna run this thing, getting it back to the dyno or my mechanic. I think I have to go buy new spark plugs. Alright, so with the spark plugs in this bad a condition, I don't feel safe driving the car. So I'm actually gonna have to Uber over to Advanced Auto Parts. Just made an order. I am gonna get this car dynoed, and then I'm going to seafoam it and put some engine restore in it to hopefully prevent some of the oil from going into the cylinders. But for now, yeah, I hope it doesn't foul the spark plugs, the new ones, when I do that. But I'm gonna pop those in when I get back. We'll see what happens. Wish I could do a real dyno tune with the original plugs and all that, but it's only running on 3 cylinders if that cap is off. I used the magnet tools that I have to try to fish it out, but it's long gone. I know I didn't chip it off, as you can tell, and the actual part where the plug meets it, you can tell that's already got some corrosion, so it's on a fresh break. So yeah, let's see what happens with the new plugs. Alright, so there's already so much gunk inside the cylinder, inside the cylinders, but also in the tube connecting to where the spark plugs actually meet the block and the head. I really need to just clean some of that out. I'm really worried about that preventing a good seal, because spark plug number 1 was extremely loose. So let's see if I can just clean some of that out. I have a chopstick and some paper towel in here, but I did a little bit earlier and it worked pretty well. See, look at that. Got some of that out. I also pre-sprayed the cylinders with just a hair of seafoam, just a little bit of seafoam. Now the first 2 coil packs on cylinders 1 and 2 were actually the ones with the sticker on them. And they were also the dirtiest, and the cylinders seem to be the dirtiest as well. So I'm actually going to now put the coil packs, I'm going to switch the order of them to see if I can figure out if that's part of why the cylinders were more dirty. So once I put the last coil pack in, I'm going to re-secure it. I'm going to leave the valve cover off and put that in the trunk in case anything goes wrong. But then I'm going to put the fuel pump fuse back in. Then I'm going to disconnect the battery, turn the car on, turn it off, reconnect the battery, and that should clear the fault codes for what I've had so far. And then hopefully we'll see if it was just the spark plugs that caused this issue. I think the valve adjustment obviously needs to happen. But this might be enough to keep the codes away for a while. We'll see what happens. Alright, so the check engine light is off for the first time since I've bought the car. Let's see if it stays off when I start it. Here we go. Awesome. Running great. A little bit of smoke coming out, but that's a good thing. I put a tiny bit of seafoam in the cylinders and got most of it out with the paper towel and everything, but look at that. I don't know if you can see behind me, but look. It's so much snappier. It feels great. Let's take a look at that. Wow, look at that thing smoke. That is fantastic. Sounds stronger, revs freer. I'm pleasantly surprised. I think the spark plugs did it. Valve adjustment won't hurt, obviously, but I think it was running on, at best, 3 cylinders, maybe even 2, based on the spark plug and the oil there. And you know, obviously, if the cylinders aren't running, they're not getting as hot, and that's what could have caused a lot of the oil to come in, because if the cylinders aren't warming up, the pistons aren't expanding, and then the oil's getting pushed in. But it's a tiny bit of PV blaster and a little bit of seafoam in there. I'm going to fully seafoam it later, of course, but wow, I am very pleasantly surprised. That is really nice.